Hey folks, welcome back here to the VegasDon channel. We're just hanging out here waiting for some folks to join us for our Las Vegas Strip live drive here. We do this every Saturday at about 5:15 or like 5:30. 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So if you're free and you're able to, we hope you'll come join us. It's really a lot of fun. The community that we have here on YouTube, and being able to show you guys the latest and greatest down here on the Las Vegas Strip. Mandalay Bay, W Hotel right there in front of us. And we're also right underneath the flight path for planes taking off here from Las Vegas International Airport over off to our right. And we're going to wait for a few more folks to show up. We have a lot of trucks lined up here. I don't know if the guys are, the drivers are there in the sleeper cabs or not. I wonder if they're, what they're doing. Maybe they're off to take a nap or took a taxi down to the Strip. Because you don't come to Las Vegas without visiting the Strip, right? That would be senseless. Maybe they're waiting for Monday morning so they can offload their goods or something like that. But trucks with sleepers typically wouldn't be used for daily types of transport. Southwest 737. Be Real, welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I love. You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was talking with my wife, Cinnamon, about that, and I'm like, VD, come get you some VD on YouTube. And she's like, no, that's probably not a good one to use. Oh, goodness. Right on. Thank you for being here. Be Real. Right on. New Zealand, and Tony Teresi hopefully will be here. He's in Australia. So I think for me, I think New Zealand qualifies as down under. I mean, you're south of the equator, right? That would be down to the equator. Down south of the equator there. Oh, no problem, Be Real. I totally understand. No. Yeah, my wife and I, we were joking about it. I'm like, no, we can't say that. As fun as that would be, right? And people would be like, ew. Yeah, people would be all grossed out. You know how some people can be and all that. I don't think that's this crowd, though. I have a really good crowd of folks here on the VegasDon channel, so I don't think anyone would be. But we'll just keep it the same. But I didn't realize that it was VD until I was like, hey, VD. No, that's not a good idea. Thank you, Be Real. I hope you are too, man. I hope you are too. Really grateful that you're here. It's just going to wait a few more seconds for some more folks to join. I know Tobin said that he would be here. And Tony hopefully will be here as well. And Be Real, I'm glad you're able to make it. I'm glad that this is a few weeks in a row now. That's awesome. Thank you. Very grateful. Yeah, so the news this week here on the Las Vegas Strip, again, they're trying to cut down. Oh, nice. Thank you, Poe. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I had no idea when I first started out. I was like, you know, I told my wife, I'm like, I'm just going to drive up and down the Strip, or not down, but just jump the Strip and over to Fremont. And we'll see what happens. My first live drive had like 7 viewers, and I was excited. I was like, yay! I didn't know what to expect, right? I'm like, yay! But that's awesome. Thank you, Poe. That really means a lot. You and Be Real are here right now. New Zealand. Gosh, your real estate down there has got to be pretty expensive too, because I've read a lot of the rich folks here in the U.S. have been buying up property down there, and they've so much, in fact, now that I think there's like a furor over it, because now the locals can't. Right on, Poe. Right on. Now the locals can't afford it or something. So it's only a matter of time before that strikes here in the U.S., of course. There's only so much available land, and just so much with the way of homelessness. Yeah, I'd love to. Yes, absolutely, be real. Yeah, it looks like beautiful country down there too. Which part of New Zealand are you? Because I was looking at what was I looking at? It wasn't Auckland. It was something else that was down there. What, some other city down there in New Zealand. Just beautiful. I mean, it's so green and it looks tropical. But then they have mountains there too, so that's really cool. The price of living, yeah, I can imagine. It's been like that here for us too. Vegas used to be a pretty inexpensive place to live nowadays. Obi-Wan, welcome. Right on. Thank you for being here. Wellington, there we are, the capital. Right on. Excellent. Yeah, so you guys have mountains. You guys have, yeah, there's a lot of different topography there in New Zealand. Plus the beaches. It's kind of like California in a way, but California here has been, you know, yeah, California is California. I would much prefer New Zealand myself, but yeah, so this week we've had a very hot week. We were under an excessive heat warning for a couple of days, back on like Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's been very windy. Right now the wind's not terrible, but it's been out of the southwest for at 15, 16 miles an hour. So it's been a good solid wind, but when it's that hot, it's like opening in the oven and the van pushing everything around, pushing all the heat around. See a chopper up there in the air. I can't tell if it's a ghetto bird. Right there up to the right of the very tip of Mandalay Bay. But the way it's hovering kind of makes me think it's a ghetto bird. Ghetto bird, of course, referring to a police helicopter. That's the nomenclature that the folks have developed here in Vegas. We're going to go ahead and get moving and to start our Las Vegas Strip live drive here on Saturday evening. And I hope you guys will join me also later, and I'll mention this a few times throughout the drive. But tonight I'm conflicted because I have Sugar and Dr. Rock performing at the same time. Alter Egos, all three of them are performing at the same time, starting at 8 p.m. But Alter Ego's down on the 3rd Street stage, so that's not going to be next to Whiskey Liquor. But I'm going to try and see. I'll see how things go. If I don't have a lot of people in the Sugar Stream, I may head over to Dr. Rock in that scenario. We'll see how it goes. But this is Town Square right here in front of us. Huge dining and entertainment complex right here. Again, Blue Martini used to be located in there. They are relocating inside Cosmo, which I don't think will be a good thing for their business, but whatever. I mean, it was a good nightclub to have here off the Las Vegas, well, just south of the Las Vegas Strip, so that a lot of locals could check it out. Daco's El Gordo right there, doing pretty bustling business there, it looks like. And so you have Texas de Brazil, as well as Bonefish Grill and Lazy Dog restaurant in there. And then Lazy Dog, Joseph, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a good week. Yeah, Lazy Dog, you can bring your dog, literally, and have your dog come sit at the table with you at that restaurant. So a lot of people do just that. You know, it's kind of, oh boy, I hope I didn't lose it. Yes, I did. Oh well, that's fine. I didn't want to run it. Audio Media News, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Thank you. Yeah, we're just gonna wait at this light, and we'll turn over and start heading back northbound on the Las Vegas Strip. And again later, Sugar or Dr. Rock. I'm not sure. We'll see how the views go. If I don't have a lot of fun, Brina, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a great weekend. Awesome. Thank you so much. Very grateful for all of you guys. It means a lot to me. They have this little pedestrian walkway there in the middle of Town Square right in front of us. That it looks like a little house or something there in the middle between those two buildings. You can go in there and there's like little shops and stuff on both sides of the sidewalk and stuff. It's really, really cool. The holidays are really nice because they, throw up lights all over the place and stuff. It's really, really otherworldly almost, the way they do it up. But there is Tacos El Gordo right there. So the Raiders played the Cliff. Thank you so much. No, I understand. Right on. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cliff. Brother Cliff. Awesome guy. Thank you so much. So the Raiders played the 49ers, but it was preseason football. This afternoon, the game started at 1, so it's, 5:30 right now. So, yeah, that's long over. Usually they last 3 hours at the most, NFL football games. And so just driving around this area, I've seen a lot of Raiders flags on cars and stuff like that because of the game. And there goes some more. Yep. On that Jeep going the other way. Michael, welcome. Thank you for being here. Guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to Vids from Mike. VidsFromMike. And Mike, if you could throw your link in the chat, that would be awesome, please. Thank you. Really want to get... Mike has some incredible videos on his channel. And in addition to that, he does he does sunrise and sunset drone videos here in Vegas that are really, really awesome. So you don't want to miss those for sure. So is Vegas unalive? Well, from what we've seen on other channels, they beat them on a 59-yarder. Wow. Yeah, a preseason, I saw the crowd out in front of the, inside the stadium there in Atlanta yesterday for the Titans and the Falcons. There were like 3 people in the whole stadium. These preseason games, they've really got to do something about it. It's so terrible. No, no one watches because there's nothing at stake. The games are meaningless, so, yeah. So there is the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign right there. Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada right there. In the median, the folks just standing there, taking their time. Oh, I forgot about this. With the lane closure starting 8/8. Well, we're past that now. Expect delays. That's okay. We're not... It's the journey here on the VegasDon channel. So this van wants over. And I know after last week, of course, they're merging everyone over into one lane. But I do like to show the south end of the strip. And I'd be missing Mandalay Bay and Luxor if I went up to Reno and started the drive up there. Pinball Hall of Fame over here off to the right. Yo Miller, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's amazing these things are happening in the preseason, not in the regular season. Like that Jaguars kicker last week with the 70-yarder. That's incredible. That would have been the record. That would have beat Justin Tucker. Steve, welcome. Thanks for being here. Right on. Very grateful for all of you guys hanging out with me here, cruising with me on a Saturday evening in Las Vegas. So everyone's running around. This is Russell Road here, so we're going to get more traffic coming in. This is the road upon which the stadium is located, but the game ended, about 90 minutes ago, so that traffic should pretty much, plus it's preseason. How many people could have been there, huh? But it looks like they're still pouring concrete and working over here at the A's Stadium, what would be the A's Stadium. Mandalay Bay there on the left. And just from watching, yes, Steve. How many teams? I'm surprised that they didn't throw the Warriors at us too. But they went and got a brand new place right across the bay in San Fran. So they're like, okay. Tobin, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the NBA is the one league that they have not been able to nail down yet. And especially now if the economy's turning, it may be a while before that happens. But like the preseason games, like I looked at the preseason games for the Raiders. I think it was like $180 for a seat, and I'm like, that's insane. I just look for fun so that I can tell you guys. I don't want to go see a preseason game at all. And this was their lone preseason game because the AFC teams, of course, the Raiders are an AFC team. The AFC teams in the preseason this year only have one home game. The NFC teams get two. Speaking of NFC teams, how about those Vikings, huh? They're going to start male cheerleaders. What do you guys think of that? There's the shopping cart right there, the touring cartzilla right there. And he's just waiting there. Why are you... Oh, because he's got traffic still coming in front of him. Oh, he's playing music. Yikes, 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 yikes. Gotta get away from that. Gotta turn the AC up high. And make sure that doesn't get in here. Yes, that's true, Steve. I think that's part of the thing, right? I think that's part of the push. The NFL is definitely trying to bring more female viewers in. That's been part of the push for a while now. But I think it's just more part of their whole trying to expand. I saw some articles that were both pro and against the whole thing, but I was just curious what you guys were thinking. Yeah, so Tobin, I read some history. So today I went into the Scotch 80s neighborhood, which Tobin has done a lot of work. He's done a lot of work regardless, but certainly in detailing the history and background of Scotch 80s. And it's really fascinating that so many celebrities used to live in there. Again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. Also, please check out Vids from Mike, VidsFromMike, as well as my beautiful wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter, here on YouTube. She does astrology and spirituality videos that you don't want to miss. Condor, welcome. Thank you for being here. Right on. Excellent. I guess we'll just go around, because these lanes are going to merge anyway, so. Oh, but we got the Cartzilla right back there. I thought about going on that thing, but then I thought, well, this is what I do anyway, so. Plus, you're out in the sun on that thing. There's no top on that. Scorpions. Nice. I love the Scorpions, Mike. All those songs, it just reminds me of childhood so much. Well, my teenage years. Goodness. Well, listen, Rock You Like a Hurricane, of course, and then Big City Nights. Don't Believe Her. God, those songs were all awesome. But I imagine how do they sound nowadays, though? Speaking of concerts and sounds, once we get up to Fremont, I'm going to try and go to. I have a conflicting schedule here this evening. I'll be live streaming, but it's conflicting in that we've got Alter Ego, Dr. Rock, and Sugar all performing at the same time starting at 8 p.m. However, Alter Ego is down at the 3rd Street stage. So that is way out down there where Straight Outta Vegas usually live streams. So I'll probably leave that to him. And then I may start out with Sugar, and I'll see how it goes. If I don't get many viewers, because there were the last two Sugar streams didn't do so well. They do a lot better for viewers when they have their 11 p.m. slot. So it's just one of those things, I guess. I don't know. But if the viewers aren't there, then we may just go down to Whiskey Liquor and we'll do Dr. Rock and listen to some rock and roll with you guys. We'll see how that goes. But last night, watching Vegas Unlocked down there, the crowd in front of Bling, it was anemic almost. It was there were usually there are people hanging off that gate that's there separating folks. I may do that, Steve. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, maybe like the first hour we'll do Sugar and the second hour we'll do Dr. Rock. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, because I like the music that Sugar does usually in the first hour anyway. Yes, definitely, Steve. You're right. Yeah, I may do it that way. Let's see how it goes. But I'll be live streaming no matter what. So, just the conflict is trying to determine which band I want to cover, because again, Sugar, I would get a ton of views when they were doing it at starting at 11 p.m. But the earlier start times haven't done so well. So I don't know. Maybe of course it's Saturday night. Folks are out and about doing other things, etc. Maya, yes. She is an extraordinary talent, for sure. And last night we saw Asia. Asia was working bass for Bling, while is that Courtney that was back doing bass for... Courtney's the drums though, isn't she? Or is it Rachel? I know Tobin knows. Yes, thank you, Tobin. Nice, Condor, right on. Awesome, yeah. That'll be awesome. Yeah, next weekend, and then the weekend after that is Labor Day weekend. And Rachel plays the bass. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I made a mistake one night. So the very first time I went backstage there, well, not backstage, but I went around the back to where they exit. The band members do, and I got those pictures with Maya and Eva. I saw Courtney, but I called her Rachel, and I think I made her mad. And I'm like, hey, can I get a picture, Rachel? She's like, I'm not Rachel. And she went inside the little building there. Okay, sorry. But they were very friendly, Maya and Eva. Very, very friendly. And of course, they did that interview on Vegas Unlocked. So definitely check that out on Vegas Unlocked's channel. Very, very cool people. Dave and Karen from Vegas Unlocked. We love them here on the VegasDon channel. And they also went to Planet Chaos. Planet Chaos had his anniversary. I don't know which anniversary it was, what number, but he and his wife had their anniversary at Palazzo. They had a suite there at Palazzo on Wednesday night, I think that was. Yeah, Sugar's a lot of fun, and they get really hyped and really, I mean, the crowd, when they have a good crowd especially, they just feed off of each other, and that's the best. That is the absolute best, in my opinion. And folks are driving around. So, you know what? I may do this because we've been sitting and I think they did something to the timing. So we may take this, we'll just take a little detour here, going right next to the airport. Maybe we'll see the Janet planes. Jet Suite X. There's an United jet right there. Oh, you know what? That could be the Niners right there, heading back to San Fran. The charter jet, because this is the side of the airport where they do that. Up here at the northwest corner. And one of the scenes from Hangover, the first Hangover movie, was right here on the corner. Four Seasons in the Haven. It was right over here off to the left. I'll show you guys here as soon as I make this turn. It was in the dirt. It's now paved. They paved paved Paradise and put up a parking lot. But it's where they all jumped out of the car because they realized Mr. Chow was in the trunk. Yeah, but the good news is, Condor, it doesn't matter. Because preseason football, yeah. I was saying at the very beginning of the stream about the Titans and the Falcons game last night. It looked like there were 3 people there in the entire stadium. Nobody follows videopoker.com. Nobody follows the preseason. There's no fantasy football stats or anything like that to worry about. There is the Luxor right there in front of us, as well as the uber bright sun in its pyramidal splendor. So Giles right here at Mandalay Bay Drive. Wow, that is bright. You know what? No, I'm not. because that's still down to 1 lane up the Trop. Or Tropicana. I'm starting to sound like a local now. Oyo! So news there about Oyo right here just off the Strip. The Hooters closed. I know that's devastating news, but thought I would mention it. It was in the news this week. So the A's stadium would be right up here on the left. That corner right there. All right, you guys are going that way. Yep, there's Oyo right there. There are the cranes right in front of us for the A's stadium, as well as MGM Grand across Tropicana up there. And the Las Vegas Strip. We'll get up there and see just how busy it is or is not on this Saturday evening. Labor Day weekend's usually a very big weekend here in Las Vegas. We'll see what the numbers look like for that. That's why Resorts World is ending its free parking and its no resort fees. Someone posted something just last night of Aria sending a promo rate to them for the hotel, and it said subject to $55 resort fee per night. $55. It just keeps going up. How long before it's at 100? I guess that's the question. So we're here on Koval Lane right now. We've done a lot of videos up and down Koval. Yes, definitely, Joseph. In fact, it was the Hooters Hotel Casino before that, before they renamed it Oyo. Yeah, I've never heard anything good about that place. But this is Tropicana right here. Driver-friendly limos. We pay more. That is, I can't tell if that's a. It's a bar. It looks like. Okay. Yeah, right here they have a marquee up there that they're advertising. Also, please check out Cinnamon and Jupiter here on YouTube, as well as Vids from Mike. If one of my mods could please drop the links for both of those, I'd really appreciate you guys. You did. How was it? Yikes. Yeah, I know, Tobin. I'm just going back through. 19th anniversary. Wow. Good for them. That's awesome. 19th. Yeah, so Tobin, I mentioned earlier, Scotch 80s. And so what I came up with, they said that a whole bunch of celebrities used to live in the Scotch 80s. That's that area right there off of Charleston Boulevard, just west of Interstate 15 off of Shadow Lane, that they closed off pretty much to all traffic. But it's an older neighborhood. There's no guard gate or anything like that, but it's an older neighborhood, and that's where Jerry Lewis's house is. So I started to look because I saw an article online that said a whole bunch of celebrities have lived in there. I'm like, oh, okay. So who else has lived in there? It said that Oscar and Carolyn Goodman, the beloved mayors here in this town, used to own a house in there, as well as Prince owned a house in there. They said Nicolas Cage owned a house in there, but I couldn't find the addresses for these former homes. Here's some folks. Looks like they were at the game. Heading to the Oyo. Heading back to the Oyo from the stadium. A little bit of a longer walk. And so I couldn't find, so then I said, the same Google search said that Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra had homes at one time there in Scotch 80s. But then I dove a little deeper and I went into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT's like, nope, they did not have homes in there. But Nicolas Cage and Holly Madison is another one that had a home in there or something. And for anyone who is a fan of Holly Madison, we're going to make this right here on the Strip. Head back northbound. And I couldn't find any of the addresses for him. But I did learn more about Sinatra that I didn't know before. So evidently he would come here 3 times a year. He'd have 3 residencies a year for like 2 weeks each. So make this right. Head back northbound. Take a look at the crowds on both sides of the street here. It's a pretty decent crowd over here, walking the sidewalk. So at the Sands, when Howard Hughes, the enigmatic Howard Hughes, an eccentric Howard Hughes, purchased the Sands, word got out that Sinatra kind of had a thing for Hughes's wife, and Hughes's wife was Ava Gardner. See the escalator over there. No one takes the stairs. Ain't that something? And so he had a thing for Ava Gardner. So Hughes started to kind of sour the milk, as it were, to keep Sinatra from attending and going to his hotel. And in doing so, he would rip up IOUs, like Sinatra's IOUs and stuff. He's like, no, you don't owe us any money. You have no reason to come back here anymore. That sort of thing, right? Well, he would have the casino employees tell him that. So then Sinatra's future wife, Mia Farrow at the time, they went to the Sands, the casino, one night. She lost everything. So he decided to open up a credit line again. They told him no on the casino floor. They said, nope, no more credit for you, Sinatra. He was drunk. He got mad. He went out, found himself a golf cart, and drove it through one of the windows there at Sands. Needless to say, as ChatGPT stated, he was no longer invited back to Sands after that. But that's okay, because he went running into the loving embrace of Caesar's Palace, where he resumed residency. Very interesting story. I didn't know that about him. He had a thing for Ava Gardner. And of course, Howard Hughes, he has such a huge role in the history here in Las Vegas. Having purchased, what was it, Tobin, 3,000 acres out there where Summerlin is now? Having the foresight to buy a whole bunch of desert land out there. To know, I mean, he was very eccentric, very strange, enigmatic in his own way, but he was smart. 3,000, yeah. Let's roam, welcome. Yes, Sinatra. I mean, I never knew that about Frank. And of course, the history details certainly the history with Sammy Davis Jr. and how Sinatra and Dean Martin both were upset that, and also I saw once that at the Sands, Sinatra was upset that Nat King Cole had to eat his dinner in the kitchen. And he said, no, you're going to come eat out here as we cross Harmon Avenue right here in front of Planet Hollywood. He said, no, you're going to come eat out here with me. So, kind of the trailblazers in terms of desegregation here in Vegas, and certainly with the history of Moulin Rouge as you look here at Cosmo. And the aforementioned Caesar's Palace right up there on the left, as well as Paris right here. You read that? Okay, cool. I was hoping I got it right, but didn't want to forget anything. Thought I was going to change lanes there. Nope. Really got to be vigilant here on the strip. Driving the strip. Yikes. There's the Deuce right there. $8 for a 24-hour pass will take you in between. Take a look at the sidewalk here. Healthy. Well, it's a decent crowd. I don't know that it's healthy. And then across the street here at Bellagio. Now that those folks are in the shadow, not a whole lot of folks in front of Bellagio, I would say. Come back over here. The CBS. And the Horseshoe, formerly Bally's. Right there. Oh, nice. Let's roam. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Vegas Unlocked's here. Yay. Thank you so much. Let's roam. Yes, Vegas Unlocked did an awesome live stream again last night down on Fremont. They do the Strip live streams on Wednesdays as well as Fremont Street on Fridays, typically. That's subject to change, but typically. And they go down there and sometimes Dave will dance. Dave of Vegas Unlocked. He danced a little bit towards the very last song that they were playing there last night. So good times, good stuff. Watching Vegas Unlocked. Please throw your link down there as well for Vegas Unlocked. And who are you featuring this week? Or whom are you featuring this week for your interview? Vegas Unlocked's been doing a series of interviews with folks here in and around Vegas. This last week they just did Peter from Spandex Nation, and he is incredible. Really awesome guy with a huge love of rock and roll. I mean, I didn't realize how deep that love went. He told us some of those stories about, growing up as a teenager in California and stuff. It's incredible. And he's talking about the ruin it. I don't want to say too much. Definitely go check out the video. So a Metro F-150 right here in front of us. Traffic moving on either side of him. Go ahead and get around so we don't have to sit behind the billboard truck. And there is the guitar going up. Kiss from Blink. Nice. Awesome, Vegas Unlocked. Thursday, what time? Karen's Food Channel. Perfect. Thank you, Tobin. 51 people here. Please like and subscribe. We do all things Vegas here on the VegasDon channel. Casino Royale over there. It's been there a long time. Well, relatively speaking for the Strip. There is the Hard Rock guitar-shaped hotel taking shape. You can see that bend there on the bottom. Is that part of the design? I believe so. 9 p.m. Okay, cool. 9 p.m. on Thursday night, Pacific. Definitely check out Vegas Unlocked. And Vegas Hot Mama on Tuesday. Okay, cool. Very nice. All that ground we just made up, we just lost. Lost it all back. By getting in this lane, but that's okay. TI over there, Treasure Island. And Encore, of course, Palazzo and Venetian here. And you look at some of the live streams during the week here. When they go inside, like the Venetian Palazzo, it's completely empty on like Monday and Tuesday. It's wild. It is absolutely wild how it's just. I don't know how they're surviving. It almost makes me wonder if they're, taking some money and throwing it into the washing machine. I didn't say that out loud. Well, they've been caught in the last year with the bookies doing some things. And certainly the tales of athletes continues. It seems like a new one is popping up every week, not only in just one sport, but all across sports. And then they were talking about the NCAA as well. 2027, nice. Thank you, Obi-Wan. So there is Palazzo there. That's where Vegas Unlocked went and hung out with, Planet Chaos on Wednesday night. So definitely check them out and that video they made there. The suite there they had at the Palazzo. And also, Karen sings? You'll have to check out the video. I don't want to ruin anything. As we cross Sands Avenue here. Again, Frank Sinatra at the Sands. All mad because they won't open up a line of credit for him. There's a Lincoln Town car. I think that's a bridal chapel. Town car there. Limo. And there's Fashion Show Mall. Right over here off to our left. It was good. Oh, okay. Good. Was it close? So it was close then. Well, it had to be. Yeah, they said a 59-yarder to win it at the end. Okay. Yeah, I don't gamble, but if I did, I would take the under in these preseason games. Although that hasn't been a very I can't say that because there's been a lot of surprises. The Dolphins and Lions today went up 24-17, so 41 total points, and I think they were around 34.5 or something was the line for the over/under, so they went over. But then they don't really play defense either in this. So you know what? I totally rescind what I just said because without the defense, you might get some third stringers in there trying to prove something to someone, right? So we continue northbound here on the Las Vegas Strip, and there's the Raiders logo up there on the Resorts World LED screen, the second largest LED screen in the world, second only to the Sphere. The third largest is down on Fremont Street, which you'll see here on the VegasDon channel later this evening when we live stream. One or maybe two bands down here this evening. There's Zooks. Obeying all traffic laws, of course. $10, everything or less over there. These kitschy souvenir shops are still surviving down here on the Las Vegas Strip. And there's Fontainebleau. Oh, through an interception. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how Geno Smith's going to do. I mean, he's back with his, former coach. I don't know how close they are, but we'll see. And the Raiders got Raheem Mostert from the Dolphins, but Mostert, they didn't use him right down in Miami. I don't think. And I'm a Dolphins fan, so I didn't think they ever used him correctly. They're not using Tyreek Hill correctly either, but that's a whole nother conversation. And Tyreek Hill too, you can tell that he's kind of scared. He's one of those that's gotten kind of scared of a big hit when running down over the middle. Someone said this week on a live stream, or on a video here in Vegas, that I didn't know the channel. That's the smallest casino here on the Strip. Slots of fun. But it's part of Circus Circus. So it's not a separate entity, it's just a separate building, kind of. I don't know. I don't think I would qualify that as the smallest, because it's part of a larger property. Yin, okay, yeah, no problem. I hope I see you next weekend, Condor. Thank you so much. It was Bluff. Oh, okay, yeah. So you saw it too. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm like smallest casino, but it's part of another property. I don't know. Oh, and so also you have, for the sports fans out there, and I think we have a few in here. So you have the ESPN launching its app in tandem with Fox, is it, on the 21st? So you're supposed to be able to watch ESPN and Fox separately without a cable subscription. You can live stream them. Now, I don't know what the difference. I have ESPN Plus. I don't know what the difference is between ESPN and the new ESPN app and ESPN Plus, but I guess I'm about to find out. And then the Red Zone, the NFL Red Zone, of course, the ESPN bought, or the NFL bought, media rights to ESPN properties. So now the NFL owns, like, I think it's 10% stake or something like that. Linda, welcome. Thank you for being here. Like a 10% stake in the NFL, or in ESPN, which is interesting because they were talking about Disney trying to offload ESPN and get rid of it as an underperforming asset like a year ago or something. So who knows? And we'll go ahead and get over in this lane here. So I need to make a left up here. There's the Strat right there, 1,140 feet up above Las Vegas. Oh, okay, cool. Nice, Vegas Unlocked. Do you get NFL Red Zone during the season with them? I think I looked at them and they were like, I think it was like $70 a month last year for YouTube TV. I don't know what it is for this year. But yeah, I have to be able to watch. Scott Hansen on NFL Red Zone channel. That is just good TV right there. If you haven't watched... Oh, thank you, Be Real. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. You're the first one to join the chat today. Thank you for being here, buddy. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I have to check and see what it is this year. Because I was looking to see if we could do, like, Red Zone as a standalone channel. But I think you have to buy the ESPN package thing in order to do that, so... Yeah, Cinnamon and I, we both love it. And so does Vids from Mike, by the way. I hope I'm not letting out any secrets there. We all love NFL Red Zone. Scott Hansen, I mean, just an incredible production. 7 hours of commercial-free football. Start now. And someone was joking, actually. I saw in one of the papers, they said, now that ESPN owns NFL Red Zone, is it going to become 7 hours of football-free commercials? Start now. Because, of course, ESPN loves commercials, so. But they said there won't be a change, at least this. He is awesome. Yes, Mike, right on. He is. God, can you imagine what they would do if they moved him around? Yikes. Yeah, if you haven't watched Red Zone, like if you're used to watching your team play for 3 hours, it's go ahead and do that. But if you have Red Zone by chance, switch over to Red Zone for the late game, or that late window or whatever, and just watch Scott, or listen to Scott. He's amazing. The stats and stuff that he throws out. I mean, of course, he does that for the fantasy football fans as well, but it's just amazing. And the witching hour as well. He does excel, I know. And we all wonder, we're always like, when does he go to the bathroom? Like, it must be during one of those when they're, you know, because there'll be like some extended times during some real tense moments in a game or something where they'll just be focusing straight on the game and the game's announcers. And we're like, that must be the time that he's going. Yeah, it's a great, and the way they produce it and put it together, it's incredible. And they do the witching hour, which during the early games, that's the best, one of the best shows I've ever seen during the witching hour, where they bounce around from different games that are all ending at the same time. And I mean, like, Cinnamon says to me sometimes, she's like, wait, what game were we just watching? I'm like, no, they're just bouncing around. They're the 50-foot tall showgirls right there. Here for your selfie opportunities. As we drive left down, made a left here onto Main Street, into the Arts District, as it's known, or has been called down here. This is Oakey right here we're crossing. A minor arterial here in between Charleston and US 95, really. Oh, nice. Nice, Vegas Unlocked. Yeah, I don't do fantasy football because I want to be able to enjoy the games. That's also why I don't gamble on them, because I want to be, it wouldn't be fun for me to watch the games anymore. Because I'd be like, man, and I would if I lost money on the early games, I'd be like, I'm going to go mow the lawn now. I would be so mad at myself. I'd be like, I don't want to watch the rest of it. But when they have, like, 8 or 9 games on in the early window, and there's some close games and late in the fourth quarter, that's when he's at his best. He is just phenomenal. Bounces around from each game, and he hypes it up, and it's like, yeah, this is fun, Yeah, so if you've never watched it, definitely check it out. And if maybe your team's on the bye that week, or maybe playing Sunday night or Monday night or something, maybe watch him during the early window. That's awesome stuff. Highly recommended. So we're going to make this left U-turn here at Imperial Avenue. Oh, crap. Okay. You go ahead, Mr. Ford. Usually there's nobody here. We'll just circle around. Welcome to Fabulous Mona Lisa. Reminds me of Slick Rick. This song by Slick Rick. in addition to the actual Mona Lisa. But this right here is a part of Hollywood movie history. Apologies to those of you who've seen it before, but that is the Hangover 3 mural right here, where the guys cross the street. They cross the street right there. And it's actually right here at this spot. But back in the 2013. Yeah, it's really, really cool. A la Abbey Road, a la the Beatles right there. Phil, Stu, Alan, and Doug crossing, and you can see the Strat in the background there. Really, really cool stuff. In addition to the artwork that's all around here, because of course it's the Arts District, so really, really cool. You have to pay to park down here at the Arts District, which I'm not a fan of, simply because they're trying to develop this area. You know, if you're trying to really bring people into your property, charging money for it, I don't know. So here we are back at Imperial, but that's pretty cool, and that's a part of Hollywood movie history too. So very cool stuff. And you see Nevada Brew Works over there on the right. There is a restaurant. In fact, it's really cool, Excel. I was there in February, and I was just thinking this today. I need to do another video up there. They are on, yes, center stage again, yes, at 11, I believe. First Street, yeah, First Street stage. I might try and go live during Bling. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. They'll probably have Club Clyde going down there, but Bling is usually when there's a good crowd down there. Bling, like last weekend, and I did Bling at like 11 to from like 11 to 1. There was an awesome crowd there. People were really into it and everything. Last night, it didn't seem that way. I don't know. They were all hanging far back from that gate there, and I don't know. 8 p.m. on First, so that's Dr. Rock, and on the First Street stage. Sugar is on the Main Street stage to the left, and then Alter Ego's over there off of 3rd Street, this 3rd Street stage next to Four Queens. So I'm going to try and bounce between Sugar and Dr. Rock. We'll see how it goes. Maybe do the first hour of Sugar and then the second hour of Dr. Rock. And when Sugar's first hour usually is good music. I mean, all the music is good, but like they tend to go back in the 80s, especially during the last hour, I've noticed. So not that that's a bad thing, but it's going to be the same thing that Dr. Rock plays. Dr. Rock doesn't play like, you know, Kryptonite by Three Doors Down or any of the I call them the American Pie series of songs, right? That Blink 182 and all that stuff. Jimmy Eats World. Yeah, I know. I'm like, what is going on? Did they like scare people? I'm like, what? Why are you guys hanging so far back? That's so wild. So this is Main Street right here, still, and we want to find the English Hotel, and there it is on the right. So meet me in Midtown, it says right there. They're trying to build this area as Midtown. Nicolas Cage, the actor, has been known to park his car and go hang out in here, have some food, etc. Right here off of Main Street. I like to point that out. We love TV and movie history as well here on the VegasDon channel, so that's a big deal for us, for me. Love that stuff. So now on Hoover Avenue, named after the vacuum. Just kidding. Probably named after Herbert Hoover, after whom Hoover Dam is named. You have all these little red lights in here. They should just call the whole town the Red Light District. Brown Law Office over here off to the left. 58 of you here. Thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe. Oh, they tried. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I couldn't, I'm like, what is happening? I've never seen this before. Why are you guys hanging so far back? Usually front row is front row, right? Goes fast. I couldn't figure that out. And if at this point one of my mods would please drop the links for Vegas Unlocked as well as vids from Mike and Cinnamon and Jupiter. Thank you so much, you guys. That you guys don't have a stop sign. The tow truck is messing with me here. After Hoover, okay, cool. Interesting footnote. It is said that Herbert Hoover, who was president, of course, back then, he was pretty much lackadaisical and ineffectual during his presidency because that was during the Great Depression, and that was the reason that he lost, because he figured that the market would correct itself, and it kind of didn't. You know, when folks are standing at soup kitchens and stuff like that just to be able to eat and stuff, he that was one of the reasons they said he lost to FDR. Well, that and the fact that FDR promised to bring alcohol back, end prohibition and all that, let the good times roll and all that back in that time. But yeah, Herbert Hoover, back in the 20s, he was, well, we're in the 20s now, but the 1920s. And here on the right, Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, which you might recall from the History Channel's TV show, if you've ever watched it. Rick Harrison and crew. Always like coming through here. Not as busy as it was last weekend. And then over here off to the right, you have Pawn Plaza, which was also part of Rick's brainchild. That place opened up in 2015. Shout out to Mike, vids from Mike, from helping me remember that one. As well as 89 over here for the pawn shop, the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop here. Shout out to Tobin and Mike for helping me out with that one. Takes me a minute or two to remember these things. Yes, me too, Excel. Me too, and then just, yeah. He just started, it seemed like he was starting to rip people off, and it was like, I mean, I get that, you know, you can't, there's no price on sentimentality and all that, but some people, you know, they get really attached to things. They try and, you know, get top dollar for them. But that's not what a pawn shop does. A pawn shop wouldn't make any money if they sold stuff at more than what top dollar would be, because no one would ever buy it. So yes, the now world famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop right there. Yeah, Condor, I mean, they're having great deals right now, but I think those deals are going to end come Labor Day, because once football season starts, the crowds really start returning. At least that's been the trend. We'll see if that holds true this year. But once football season starts, people start heading back to Vegas. And of course, the weather, once the weather cools down, October especially, last year was really busy down here. And then November is the Formula One race that screws everything up. Again, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. Again, we do all things Vegas here on the VegasDon channel on YouTube. Yes, that's very good advice too, Michael. Thank you. That's very, very true. I would say right there on Fremont. I see some of the live streamers, they park their cars like far away from Fremont, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, when they're ending their live streams and stuff, I'm like, oh my God. I hope you're okay. I hope nothing happens to you over there, man. That's a good walk over there for a lot of these guys, and some of those areas up there, sketchy doesn't quite begin to describe it. So come up here to Carson Avenue, named after Johnny Carson. Just kidding. There is the Fremont Street parking garage right there. They want $25 a night in there to park. or $25, you know, if you want to come down to Fremont. You might have better luck. It's one of the city-owned lots around town here, around downtown. El Cortez is $11. But when they do special events, a lot of these city-owned lots will jack their prices out. They'll pretty much double them. Jack their prices up. When the special events are like those concerts and stuff, like, what was it, AWOL Nation and Gym Class Heroes that was here last weekend. Fremont Hotel. Does anyone have any experience with Fremont Hotel? Boyd Gaming owns Fremont. They also own Samstown and Aliante, I believe. It's Aliante, yeah. Kit Carson. There we go. Right on. Thank you, Michael. And again, they changed the Guinness glass out here in front of Hennessy's Tavern. It's now some red, orange, yellow, blue liquor iced tea kind of thing that they're advertising out front there. But the brown from the Guinness glass was really looking in bad shape. It was starting to peel and all that. This is Fremont Street right here, guys. Fremont Street experience over here off to our left. Not looking terribly busy from right there. So we come up here to Ogden. Ogden Avenue. And Stewart Avenue, which was named after the First Lady of Las Vegas, Helen Stewart. Shout out to Tobin for helping me out with that one. Helen and her husband, before he passed, bought up a bunch of land here in this area because they were speculating about where the railroad would go through. So they wanted to own the land that the railroad would go through so that they would get top dollar for that property. And there's the Mob Museum right there on the right. I can't go in that parking lot anymore. Bad memories in there, of course. Hot and juicy crawfish. This is, I haven't noticed this. Is that new? Hot and juicy crawfish. Thank you, Michael. Right on. No play. Right on. How are you? Thank you for being here. Yes, Tobin. Excellent. The Kyle Family Ranch. And that was a dude ranch, right? So Nevada was known back then for having 6-week divorces. You establish your residency for 6 weeks. You live here for 6 weeks, you could get divorced. So they had dudes come here and live at these dude ranches so that they could live the 6 weeks and establish residency. And unfortunately, Helen Stewart's husband died, or passed, expired there at Kyle Ranch, which we've done some videos of out there off of Cary, just west of the 15. It's still open. It's a park now, but they still have like a couple of the old like buildings still out there that you can go take a look at. So we come up here to Main Street now, and hopefully we get out of the sun here. Let's see if I can get you guys out of the sun. There we go. Main Street Station right here, also owned by Boyd Gaming and Not Station Casinos. Yes, thank you, Vegas and Luck. Please like the video, guys. It really, really helps recommend us to other viewers here on YouTube. Really, really grateful for you guys. Thank you. Yeah, Main Street Station. They also have inside Main Street Station, is it the men's room and the women's room, that both have bricks from the original Berlin Wall. Hotel Aspen. I don't know. Conrad, that was his name. Thanks, Tobin. I don't know about the Hotel Aspen. Does anyone know about the Hotel Aspen? Terry, welcome. Thank you for being here. Downtown's only buffet advertised here at Main Street Station. So if you're in the mood for a buffet, Main Street Station may be your only option. And then we come up here back to Ogden, where you have the Circa on the left, as well as its attached parking garage there, the Garage Mahal, as it's known. And as we mentioned in earlier streams, they were just approved, or the city just approved, of course they did, because that's what they're here for. Derek Stevens, the owner, okay, bye-bye Tacoma. Derek Stevens, who owns the Circa, they just approved the Circa 2 to be located on the other side of the Garage Mahal here off to our right. So, business must be good. These taxis, look at that guy. Ugh. There's the Garage Mahal right there. Downtown's only bingo, 3rd floor there at the plaza. And there is the plaza with Pink Box Donuts right there, as well as the west end of the Fremont Street experience. And the Golden Gate Hotel, the very first hotel here in Nevada. Oh, I'm sorry, in Las Vegas, They were the first address here in Las Vegas at 1 Fremont Street. They also had the first phone number. That phone number, 1. They also, in addition to that, had the first shrimp cocktail and the first neon sign here in Las Vegas. Major shout out to Tobin for helping me finally remember all of that. Golden Gate, tons of history at that place. So come down here. So Golden Nugget has had a lot of problems this summer. They have had the pool, I could see in there now, and I don't know if you guys can or not, but the pool is open. They've had to close the pool here quite a few days. They're saying it's because of broken glass in the pool. I don't know. I know that when other things happen in there, when other bodily functions occur in there, they will close it down as well. Thank goodness. But they're saying they always say it's because of either maintenance or because there's broken glass in there. 140. Nice. That's not bad. Go ahead there, Camry. And how much is it to park here at Golden Nugget? You already know, because you guys have been watching the VegasDon channel regularly. Wanted to see if I could get the sign, but these guys are blocking the roadway here. $50, guys. $50, for anyone who doesn't know, $50 to park down here at Golden Nugget's parking garage if you're not a hotel guest on the weekends, Friday through Sunday. I know, Linda, I wondered the same thing. Like, why would people have glass? Unless it's like for mixed drinks or something. But even then, there it is, $50. But even then, wouldn't they just put them in plastic cups? I don't, why would they put glass near a pool? That's a terrible idea, I think. $50. Yep, that's crazy, huh? $50. That's what I'm saying, especially during the concert series that they have down here. And of course, they're expecting, I think they have 3 or 4 different groups that are performing for free down here on Labor Day weekend. They're going to jack up the parking prices for that, no doubt. So this is the downtown Las Vegas event center right here, which also hosts musical acts. Yes, Poet, definitely. It absolutely is. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. That's just wild. And again, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. There's a church right here on the corner, a Casino Center. So, where is your church located? On Casino Center Boulevard. Exactly, Excel, I know. I mean, is Golden Nugget doing that well? Oh, wow, Linda. Yeah, that's what they call it. You know, it's funny that the way that they changed and play with words, right? Surge pricing now. Surge pricing. You mean price gouging? No. This is surge pricing. It's amazing what they do when they play with the words. So back up here to Carson Avenue. We'll continue northbound on Casino Center Boulevard, and we're going to cross the world famous Fremont Street experience right here in front of us, unless we catch the light, which is good because we did, and you can see the folks passing right in front of us. Giuseppe, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yes, Excel. It's. I can't believe that they do that. I really. It's, and then the drinks on top of that. I mean, your bar, most of your bars down here are going to charge during reasonable hours. They're going to charge at least $9 to $10 for a beer. Whiskey liquor, I think it's $9 for a beer. And then once the bars start closing and you're relegated to only the casino bars on the interior and exterior, yeah, it's like $16 for a 20-ounce cup, etc. So there is the crowd right now here at Fremont Street on this Saturday evening. Steak and Shake over here. And the Fremont Pizza Company, which is located here inside Fremont Hotel and Casino, has a special, as they call it, a slice of pizza and a soda for $9.99. That's their special. There's Pizza Rock right there. Right here on the corner of 3rd Street and Ogden. As well as the Downtown Grand, which, again, we're hearing rumors they might be in trouble financially. There was a deal, I guess, to buy the place that fell through or something. And usually when those things happen, it's because someone saw a line item on a spreadsheet that they did not like. Oh, it's leased out. That's okay. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. That makes sense. Another 49ers fan here in front of us. We'll probably see a lot of that this evening down here during the live stream, the Sugar/Dr. Rock live stream that we plan to do here after the live drive. We'll start with Sugar and see how it goes. The one question, Vegas Unlocked, that I thought of after you guys interviewed them, the one question, I wish you'd asked them, but of course I didn't think about it until after. Why don't they play Pour Some Sugar on Me? That should be like the very first song they play. There you go, Taxi Man. You go right ahead. Yes, exactly, Excel. Absolutely. That should be their kickoff song to every performance. And it's not that they're not licensed for it, because the other bands perform it down here. And I think that's what it is. They all kind of play the same songs because of the licensing. Because the music recording industry is vicious when it comes to making sure that they get their cut. And if you didn't know, a lot of bars, well, most bars, in fact, are supposed to pay a cut. If you own a business where you are making money because part of the environment is music being played, then you're supposed to pay a cut to the music recording industry, the RIAA. So you see the man on a horse right there. That sign used to be in front of Mandalay Bay. And so they actually have guys and girls that will go out undercover. So take a look here at Fremont East and go into bars just randomly. And they'll find bars that are not licensed. And then they'll go back to corporate and they'll say, we found it at this place. And then corporate will go ahead and go to the attorney and they'll send a cease and desist and all that. It's a big, long, convoluted thing. But yeah, the music recording industry, just wow. And there's I'm of course from South Florida. I've mentioned that many times. There's a beach in Fort Lauderdale, of course, because it's on the beach. And there's a bar right across the street from that beach on Las Olas Boulevard, right there at the very end of Las Olas Boulevard. And it's called Elbow Room. Elbow Room has been there for a long time. And in fact, it was featured in the 1960 movie Where the Boys Are with Connie Francis, who just recently passed away. And they have a live stream on YouTube. They have a band cam, they have a bar cam, they have, I think, a patio cam, and one other cam or something like that. But you can watch their live stream. It's been silent for a long time, but Cinnamon and I went in there last night just to look at it, because it's been a little while. And sure enough, they have a little, I don't know, just words up on the screen that say, you can listen to the live music for $2.99. And I'm sure that's because of the RIAA, music recording industry. Oh, you did? Nice. Yeah, I love Elbow Room. It's old Florida, which just is so rare. It's like old Vegas. So hard to find nowadays. Oh, shoot, I passed Big Rig Jig. My bad. But yeah, I mean, it's if you've never been, and then you're just, you're watching a bar where people are drinking and dancing and stuff at night, but if you've been down there and you've seen it, especially, it's really cool. I mean, that's a big corner down there, Las Olas Boulevard and A1A, and $2.99 so that you can listen to the music being played. And usually at night, of course, they'll have a live band, so you'll be listening to a live cover band, pretty much. So this is Fremont East, the Fremont Super East District down here. If you find hotels down here, I would strongly recommend maybe rethinking your search, because you would have to walk all of this, and walking it at night especially, probably not a preferred activity, in my humble opinion. As we approach Bruce Street right here, I say that as we approach a metro unit right in front of us. Again, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. And if one of my mods could please drop Vegas Unlocked, Cinnamon and Jupiter, and vids from Mike. Appreciate you guys so much. I don't see Tony in here, Tony Teresi, but Tobin, if you could drop Tony Teresi's link as well. Tony brings us a very different perspective on his channel from down under, so definitely check that out as well. Very cool stuff. Go ahead and get over here. There we go. Thank you, Tobin. And they're all down. Oh my gosh. They were up last night. That's weird. Star Wars, yes. Yeah, Obi-Wan. You can see his thumbnail there with the dueling lightsabers. Very cool stuff. And the blue and red, is that from the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, or is that from one of the new ones? There we go. Thank you, Tobin. This is Eastern Avenue right here, another major north-south artery here in town. Take you all the way up to Craig Road, all the way down to Henderson and Inspirata, Anthem, that area down there. Oh, Baby Tupper. Okay, cool. Yeah, they were up last night. It's interesting. There's another metro unit over there. So, yeah, very interesting. Last few weeks, seen a lot of metro units out. Are they pulling people over for not having tags on their cars? I don't see that. But there's a lot of people driving around without tags on their cars. And we want to pull in here and show you guys the Blue Angel Motel sign right here in front of us. There it is. I think she's still again. She stopped rotating. Yep, she's not moving. But they restored it and brought her back to her former glory, Blue Angel Motel right there. And put her right there on the corner of Fremont and Charleston here. Well east of the Fremont Street Experience. I would not recommend walking down here. Very cool. Yes, Tobin. Absolutely, Linda. Yeah. That is... Oh, she is turning. Okay, now she's turning. Maybe she took a break. It's just very slow. Okay. Well, good. At least it's sort of working. But I don't know who fixes her when she goes down. AM PM right here, convenience store. Apologies for the sun. I'll get it out of here in a sec. Someone crossing right in front of me. Carl's Jr. over there, fast food burger joint. For our international viewers that may not be familiar. Yeah, Vids from Mike. He does some awesome sunrise and sunset drone videos here in Vegas. In addition to some time-lapse videos. Really, really cool stuff. And he also recently came back from Hawaii with some phenomenal videos. Drone videos from Hawaii. So definitely check those out. Oh, wow. 5.8. I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that. Thank you, Vegas Unlock. I hope he's okay. Yeah, it looked like from where he's staying, he's in a condo or something, so it's like a multi-level type of building. I hope they didn't experience any structural damage or anything. And that he's okay. Oh, thank you, Excel. Yeah, actually, Tobin is really the reason for it. Tobin has done just, I mean, to say a stand-up job would be selling him short. He is just phenomenal when it comes to these things. Absolutely fantastic when it comes to dropping all of these different nuggets about Vegas and its history. Nice, Linda. Yeah, again, Tobin is awesome. And it takes me a little while to remember it. So, apologies to you, Tobin, for not getting it quite right the first time. All is good. Okay, good. Good. That's good to hear. Thank you, Vegas Unlock. Las Vegas Apartments Corporation here. The Palm Plaza. And a taco truck right there. Fremont Manor. Rent monthly. So we approach Bruce Street once more. And so we're gonna have to stop and take a look at the big rig jig up here as well. That's always fun. Desert Moon Motel. Just a ton of history, a ton of just so many things that have happened in this town. I guess that would be history. So many different events. And to think it wasn't considered a major town, and you know, all of the major sports leagues eschewed Vegas for so long. They shunned Vegas. They didn't want to be associated with it. The NFL for a long time did not want any association with Vegas whatsoever. Now, the little building right there's got some plywood up on its windows there on the second floor. Hopefully they're restoring that. Looks like glass. 13th Street right here. Starview Motel. Shannon, welcome. Thank you so much. No, I know, moving. Oh, I do not envy you, my friend. I cannot stand moving. Cinnamon and I, we talk about, would we ever move out of Vegas? I'm like, I wouldn't really want to. I like it here because there's always something to do. But where is Ferguson's? What's up here? But yeah, the moving. Ugh. The thought of putting all that stuff into a box, and it always gets destroyed. Everything always gets destroyed every time you move. So there is the big rig jig right there. Very cool stuff. Some art here. Just east of the Fremont Street Experience here, in between 11th and 10th Street. And then up here on 10th Street, we have another historic bar where folks used to go watch the atomic explosions, let's call them, way out in the desert. The atomic ignitions. Golden Goose right there. Shannon. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Shannon. You rock. Thank you so very, very much. That's awesome. Atomic Liquor's not looking open right now. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon. That means so much to me. Yeah, definitely interesting artwork. There's a lot of it. I mean, it's very eclectic. I wish Tony Hsieh was still around, really, because he was part of the reason, the impetus behind trying to bring a lot of this to life and revitalize it. Yeah, Shannon, good luck on your move. I hope it doesn't take too long. Oh my goodness, I've got Metro over here, so I'm going to I can't zoom in because I don't want to draw any attention to myself playing on a phone, even while I'm parked. But let me see if I can do this. I'm going to park in one of the spots right here. And right there, you can see the mannequins literally hanging out right here on the light posts. Another shout out to Tobin for helping me out with this. You can see the blue and the green one there. Very cool stuff. These things you drive by and you don't even realize. I didn't even know until Tobin told me. And in fact, there were a couple times where I'm driving by and I didn't even realize it, and Tobin's like, "Oh, they're the mannequins." I'm like, "What? Where?" I drive right by them. It's pretty cool. All right, let's hope this guy is occupied with something and not bored. Dragon Motel right here in front of us. It's an interesting name. Did anyone find out about that Aspen Hotel? I've never heard of that place. 9th Street Legal Suites, bail bonds, Bob's bail bonds. It's all behind bars. Well, that makes sense. It's an old station wagon. I can't tell what kind of car it is up there. This is Fremont again. So guys, I thank you so very, very much for being here. I really appreciate and love all of you. Shannon, thank you so much. That is awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so very much. And if one of my mods could drop the links again one more time before we end this live, I'm gonna go down here, park, and try and find Michael Jackson. And then we'll be back shortly after 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. I hope you'll come back and join me. We'll start out with Sugar and see how it goes. Absolutely. Thank you, Tobin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vegas Unlocked. Thank you, Mike. Vids from Mike. And also Cinnamon and Jupiter, my wife's channel. Please throw them all likes and subscribes. We're really, really grateful for all of you guys. So we pass El Cortez here. And its new expansion, Show Bar. Absolutely, Brother Michael. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Obi-Wan. I hope you guys are able to join me soon. As always, remember here on the VegasDon channel, it is the journey where what happens in Vegas stays right here on the VegasDon channel on YouTube. I'll wait for this red light to turn green. There's an old Benz, old 80s era Benz, that is. Right there, we got some music playing over here off to our right at the backstage bar and billiards. Tony Teresi, yes, I wanted to leave time to leave for the links to get up there. Very cool. And guys, these are all awesome channels. I promise. I wouldn't steer you. Awesome. Thank you, Vegas Unlocked. I love it. Look forward to it. And we got some pedestrians here. And Tobin, you rock, brother. Thank you so much. You do so much for this channel. As do all my mods. But thank you. And we will see you hopefully in about a little over an hour. Bye, guys.